sọlọ́run ọba tí ọjọ́ ju àdúrà tì mí èmi kan sára sọlọ́run ọba. Yàrá mi tó ní gbàgbọ́ tọrọ ní yàrá mi tó ní gbàgbọ́ tọrọ. Yàrá mi tó ní gbàgbọ́ tọrọ ní yàrá mi tó ní gbàgbọ́ tọrọ ní. Àpàdà sábúrú àwa ọ̀fẹ́ ọlọ́run má ṣe wá lọ lọ́wọ́ àná yàrá bí má ṣe wá lọ lọ́wọ́ àná sàtìyà má ṣe wá lọ lẹ́sìn àná yàrá bí tó ní gbàgbọ́ tọrọ yàrá bí tó ní gbàgbọ́. Did you think I was done with my videos on my trip to Saudi Arabia for Hajj? Nah. All the videos you have seen is just a preamble. This video is the actual reason I went to Saudi Arabia. This video talks extensively about the Hajj rite and all I got to do to perform Hajj. So come with me in this video. Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name is Sherifat and I'm based in Nova Scotia in Canada. On my YouTube channel, I just share my personal experiences about life in Canada and about life generally. Also, I do videos on immigration to Canada because I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and RCIC. At Green Tulips, where I work, we help you with your visa applications to come to Canada, from study permits to work permits, tourist visas, permanent residents, and school admissions. We got you at Green Tulips. So please hook up with us and we'll be happy to be of assistance to you. In this video, like I mentioned before, I'll be showing you all I got to do to be able to perform my Hajj. And I pray that Almighty Allah in His infinite mercy accepts my Hajj. So come with me in this video. Let me also mention that before now, I've done a couple of other videos about my trip to Saudi Arabia. So I have a video about my trip from Nigeria to Saudi Arabia because I flew from Canada to Nigeria and then Nigeria to Saudi Arabia. I also shared a video about landing in Medina. So Medina is where we landed first before we went to Mecca. I showed you some of the things we got to do in Medina. So please look those videos up. I think it will help to follow the sequence, and make you appreciate other videos that come subsequently. Another one I did was the step-by-step procedure of Umrah. So I was able to perform both Umrah and Hajj on this trip. So I did a video about, what Umrah rites are and how to perform Umrah. And this one you are watching right now is the Hajj rites proper, how I performed Hajj. And I trust me, this is the main reason why I went to Saudi Arabia. Like, you get to see all the rigorous activities, all the routines we had to do to be able to observe Hajj. For those of you who don't know what Hajj is or what it means, so Hajj means pilgrimage made to Kaaba, which is also known as the House of Allah. It's in the sacred city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. Hajj is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. It's the 5th pillar of Islam. The first one being Shahada or Iman, which means the belief in the oneness of Allah. The second pillar of Islam is Salat, which is prayer. The third pillar of Islam is Zakat, which is almsgiving, as charity, helping the needy. And the fourth pillar is Sahum, which is fasting during the month of Ramadan. And the 5th pillar is Hajj, pilgrimage, if and when you can afford it. So I went on Hajj recently, so I'm sharing my experiences with you. So first of all, in Islam, for everything we do, anything at all, your intention matters a lot. So you have to intend to perform Hajj even before you leave your residence at all. So before I left Canada, I'd made the intention that, yeah, Allah, I want to go for Hajj, even before I paid for my Hajj. So I made that intention known. So that's very important.
Shaitan, you are wrong. You want to tell yourself, why am I saying that you have some people to fight? And yourself, you are the number one. You must fight yourself. There are several things that you use I. This is the way. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله
So let me then start the process of Hajj itself. So once you get to Saudi Arabia, to Mecca, you enter the state of Iram. So the state of Iram means a spiritual state of purity and devotion, and it's a special bath that you take, washing of your body and change it into your Aram clothing. So for male, they wear white, as you can see in this video, and for a female, you can wear anything at all, any color. So for you are all like you are well clothed, you're fully clothed. You know that's what women have been asked to use as their Aram clothing. It doesn't have to be any color at all, but for men it has to be white clothing. And then that is that about being in the state of Iran. Then the first day of Hajj is the 8th of Zulhijjah. And this entails us traveling to Mina. You could travel by walking, you could go by bus, and this has to be done. You have to go after the morning prayer in Mecca. So once you observe your morning prayer in Mecca, you set out to go to Mina. That's part of the things. That's the official first day of Hajj. So this is us on our way to Mina, and I think this is when the reality set in for me. So Mina from Mecca is about 5 kilometers away, and once we get to Mina, then we spend the day in prayer. We pray, we do dua, we just be in that state of purity, that state of devotion. That's what that did, and that's day 2 of Hajj. Then day 3 is we then travel to where we call Arafat, which is 20 kilometers away. So here you see us going to our tent. So in Mina, we slept in tents. For example, my tent, we had about 28 people or even 30 people in my tent. The beds were like side by side, like there's no space in between two beds. We're literally like, if you roll to the other side, you roll into the person next to you. That is how Mina was. Both the poor, the rich, the tall, the short, the everybody's just in that tent. Females we have their own tents, males have their own tents. This experience is very humbling.
If you remember Prophet Yunus, what statement did he utter when he was inside that big whale? It was La ilaha illallah, subhanaka inni kuntu minal zalimin. And that is analogous to that statement of La ilaha illallah. That, oh Allah, there is no other God except you. To you be all praises, that for indeed I am one of the transgressors. And immediately he recited this, Allah freed him from inside that big whale. Similarly, all believers, no matter in any difficult situation that you may be, altering that statement, La ilaha illallah, the last one of Allah will free you from it.
Pé àdúrà yẹn ó ti kó àwọn kẹta sọ síwájú láyé aláwọ̀ wà níbẹ̀ àwọn hit nìyẹn òun tún àmì ìwà tọ́nà bá ṣe òun fi ìjọ́gunṣọ́ náà bá rìnlẹ̀ subhanaka òun yan ọlọ́run inú ẹ̀kọ́ tún yàn bọ̀ òun jẹ́wọ́ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rẹ òun tú bá lọ sọ́dọ̀ ọlọ́run tí yẹn bá ti wà nínú àdúrà rẹ àdúrà ó gbà.
All the while I've been in Mecca, at this point I'd been in Mecca for about a week or so. I think all those periods were more like I was just scratching the surface at this time. But when we got into Mina, because before we went to Mina, we were in a hotel, right? We were still living like we were still feeling like we were on holiday or something like that. Not really like that, but you get what I mean. We still had the comfort, we had the convenience, we had all the things, like we do have in our daily lives. But once we set our feet into the tents in Mina, reality then set in. At this point, we already traveled from Mina to Arafat. In Arafat is a significant part of Hajj. So in Arafat, we had to stand and pray and sit and pray. You pray in all forms, like you do your dua, like you cry to Allah, you tell Him what you want, what you don't want, you seek forgiveness, and you just bear it all. See, I don't know about somebody else, but me, when I make prayer, sometimes you just pray, that just pray, just let me just quickly pray, to fulfill all righteousness. But sometimes you pray and you can tell that this prayer has been answered. You can tell, maybe not answered, but you can tell, you can feel it that God has heard your prayer. Now, whether it's going to grant that prayer to you there and then or later, you don't know. But you can feel it that you could connect with Him somehow. It was how I felt in Arafat. Like we prayed like there was no tomorrow. I felt light. I felt like all the burdens of my life had been washed away. It was just very awesome. Like I can't even explain it in words. Like words would not suffice. But it was just a wonderful time in the presence of God. After the prayers, we then sang, we greeted ourselves and said congratulations, because this particular part of Hajj is very significant to Hajj process itself. So it was like a milestone, really.
Kojú má ti wá, ayára gbígbọ̀rọ̀ wa rò kọ́ta máa yọ̀ wá. Jọ̀wọ́ wá dákun ràn wá lọ́wọ́, aláwòrán bí ọba tí kì í ṣàṣetì. Dákun má ka kúrò lọ́dọ̀ wa, kélé ní máa sàn kó èké, ìbànújẹ́ máa wà lẹ́dọ̀ wa, yàrá bí tó nígbàgbọ́ mọ́ tọrọ, yàrá bí tó nígbàgbọ́ tọrọ ní, yàrá bí tó nígbàgbọ́ tọrọ, yàrá bí tó nígbàgbọ́ tọrọ ní. Àpadà sábúrú àwa ọ̀fẹ́, Ọlọ́run má ṣe wá lọ lọ́wọ́ àná, Ya Rabbi má ṣe wá lọ lọ́wọ́ àná, Sàtíà má ṣe wá lọ lẹ́sìn àná, Ya Rabbi tó nígbàgbọ́ tọrọ, Ya Rabbi tó nígbàgbọ́ tọrọ ní, Ya Rabbi tó nígbàgbọ́ tọrọ ní. Yàrá bí tó nígbà mo tọrọ ní. Jẹ́ àrọ́wọ́ Nàkàrí bá ti ṣe, kan jẹ́ àwọn náà gbégbá láwùjọ. Lárísì kí ìtọ́gbẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ ẹ, dákun wá fi wá ṣètẹ́ àwọn ta. Ẹ fẹ́ bí aláwọ̀ tí ẹ rí yẹn lálátìlẹ́yìn mi. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ẹ rí yẹn lálátìlẹ́yìn mi. Aláwọ̀ tí ẹ rí yẹn láláròṣe mi. Aláwọ̀ tí ẹ rí yẹn láláròṣe mi. Aláwọ̀ tí ẹ rí yẹn lólùfẹ́ mi. Ayé dúró tì mí kì í sọ̀rọ̀. Ayé ò dúró tì mí kì í sọ̀rọ̀. Ayé ò dúró tì mí kì í sọ̀rọ̀. Èmi ti dúró tà láwọ̀ àbùṣebùṣe. Èmi ti dúró tà láwọ̀ àbùṣebùṣe. Ẹni tí ò bá ṣakọ pẹ̀lú àwọn àbàtà kò lápò. Àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ mọ́. Wà á mi. parí gbogbo iṣẹ́ tó kù àwa kọrin máa gbádùn mọ́kà mi délé.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Fire. Congratulations. Àdúrà wa gbà o. Congratulations. Congratulations. Àdúrà wa gbà o. Mama, congratulations. Àdúrà wa gbà o. So that marked the end of our time in Arafat. Up next, we then had to go to a place called Muzdalifah. At Muzdalifah, I thought Mina was was reality setting in, but when we got to Muzdalifah, reality setting more. Because this one was not tent, it was in the open, on the floor. No tents. All we had were like beddings, like blankets. We all slept outside. For real. We were all outside on the floor. Everybody who came for Hajj, we as Muzdalifah. You can see that we are on the road, like we're by the road rather. You can see that the road is there. You can see the road. So I'm not even like trying to exaggerate. We are outside and we slept here overnight. This is one of the things that Hajj teaches us, that everybody is equal in the sight of Allah. We are all equal before God.
Everybody's going towards the same direction. So Ọlọ́run bá ṣe ní rọrùn. Bàbá kì í tán, bàbá ṣe tán là máa wá máa mọ̀.
Then we left Muzdalifah. Even though I said we slept outside on the floor, it was one of my most peaceful sleep in a very long time. I'm not even exaggerating. It didn't feel like I was outside. I cannot remember in my entire life ever sleeping outside, like under the sunset, like outside. I cannot remember. I'm almost 40. In my 40s, I cannot remember sleeping outside. But this day, it was outside with and it didn't even feel like it at all. Like, alhamdulillah. Anyway, we then set out to our next place, which is where we went to go and throw stones. So this exercise is called performing stoning of the devil. It's called Rami al-Jamarat. It's a ritual where Muslims during Hajj, we throw pebbles towards this pillar. So they're now walls. These pebbles are to be picked at Muzdalifah on the floor. There are pebbles on the floor stones. We pick those and then we throw them on each wall. There are 3 walls. This day, hey, the walk I walked, I can never in my entire life forget it. I walked 5 hours to and fro. Honestly, it was to be a 3 hours walk to and fro. But we got missing. Me and my sets, we like 10 of us, we got missing. So we walked an extra 2 hours. Like it was, I almost cried. At a point, I could not feel my legs. Anyway, this was us still in Jamarat, 3 hours stoned, and then we are heading back to Mina, where we came from. They drove us from Mina to Arafat, then went to Muzdalifah. But this time, we had to walk from the where we went to go and throw stones back to tent in Mina. 5 hours, guys. I almost cried. Here, we don't even know what was happening at this point. We are waiting for other people to come together. We're like in different batches. The company we went with, we had over like maybe 300 or 400 people that they had. So we're in different groups. Anyway, we're still here taking pictures, making videos. We didn't know what was ahead of us. We had no idea we were going to work 5 hours on this day. This was the next day. So that first day went. See my face. If you rewind to the previous clip and this one, see the difference. Like the sun, at a point it was 40 degrees, 50 degrees. The sun was not, in my entire life, I've never been to a country that hot before. It was really, really hot. And I think they even said it was even like it's like the hottest they've had in recent time in Mecca this year. It was really hot. So this stone throwing is done 3 times. We went the first day, the second day we went. This was us going back on the second day. This day we did not get missing. we spent 3 hours. So we had worked 5 hours the previous day, we worked 3 hours again the next day. Hajj is not being so when you hear that people go for Hajj and they come back in peace, it's a big deal though. It's the grace of God. It's a lot of physical um exercise, physical effort. Like if you're not that's when I see old people come for art, like I really really feel for them, because it's even me that I'm like I'm not even 40 yet. I'll be 40 in a few months, inshallah. I felt it, like it was hard, it was tough. Anyways, and the good thing is, for this stone throwing, you're not you're not mandated to go in person. If you cannot go, you are allowed to ask somebody to help you throw stones. But some people will say, they want to go by fire by force. That's what happens, and they like break down the road or things like that. If you think that, even if you're not even an old person, if you think you're not fit enough to walk 3 hours, 5 hours, please by all means, you will allowed. Islam is not a do or die affair. Like it gives room for, in case of this, what if this happens? You can do this. So for this particular right, you are allowed to help ask people to help you throw stones. Okay, this was us the day three. So not doing that we threw stones 3 times. We have gone day one. That's the pebble I was talking about earlier. We've gone day one. We have gone day two. This is day three. We then went. I think this day three was like the easiest. People that went with us was like, I think they knew their way very well. Everything was fast. It was well planned, really. And this one was different again, because we then walked. So this day we left Mina. We had to carry our bags. Some people did not come. They asked people to help them throw stones. So this was us walking back to Mecca. Remember that they drove us from Mecca to Mina. I don't know if you remember this story. Mina, we went to Arafat. They drove us. Arafat to Muzdalifah. They drove us. Muzdalifah back to Mina. So from Mina, we walked to where we throw stones, which is somewhere in Mina as well. Went back to our tent the first day, second day, and the third day we went back to Mecca to our hotel. Going for my second tawaf to complete my Hajj rites, inshallah. May Allah accepts my Hajj and all other pilgrims Hajj, inshallah. Ameen. This day too, it was not easy. We walked from Mina to Mecca. I was tired. Like I was it's not more you. Hajj is not a child's play. Like it just opens your mind to the, like, how life is, like the old, the poor, the tall, the beautiful, the short, the everything. We are all one in the sight of Allah. Hajj is an exercise that you undergo, and it changes your mind. Like if you go for Hajj and you come back the same, I don't know, like if you come back the same or even worse, there is a problem. Hajj, in my own opinion, reforms you in a good way. Anyways, we shall went back to Mecca. And after we then go back to Mecca, we then go to Aram. Aram is the mosque in Mecca. It's the oldest site. It's like a very sacred site in Islam. It's the oldest site in Islam. So we then go to Mecca, Aram Mosque, to perform what we call Tawaf and Sa'i. So that's what we then do. So you can do that. So we didn't do that on that day we got to Mecca, because after working 5 hours on one day, 3 hours in the next day, and that's 3 hours in the third day. So we took a break before we then went to do our tawaf in Aram. Meanwhile, all the while, this was Eid Day. Eid Day was the next day after Arafat. The day we went to go and throw stones. It was Eid. All the while, I used to think that in Mecca today, you know, do Eid party, kill ram and all of that. We still kill ram. Everybody is, you are required to. So we paid for ram, and this ram was killed on our behalf. I used to think that in Mecca too, they will do party, they will do Eid, Ileya. It's not like that. So we were throwing stones, we were walking 3 hours. While people at home were enjoying. So this is my kids and my mom. They went to perform, they went to observe Eid, and they went, they ate and just enjoyed themselves. So we were in Mecca, throwing stones and doing all the rites and praying. Alhamdulillah. And that is pretty much how the Hajj process was for me. I hope you learned a thing or two. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I pray that everybody who has watched this video, any of my Hajj videos, and is praying to go to Hajj as well, may Almighty Allah grant you even way beyond the expectation, inshallah. It's a place that everybody should go to, and I pray that you have witnessed this, inshallah. Thank you very much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Take care of yourself and be good. Show love, show kindness. Bye.